Guys, welcome to another video. I'm coming to you a few months after I recorded this track day. Long story short, I made the trek out to Lone Pine and it was a great experience. When I got there, I was running a little bit late, went straight home to my parents' house, hung out, and when I woke up, left a little late and ended up getting there pretty quickly. So I didn't get a chance to actually do a intro. Here I am doing it months later. Kind of wanted to give you a small recap of the day. So we got there the first day and we did our work sessions, which was awesome. We got to see some really cool cars and we got to see a C8 run. We got to see a Porsche run. Bunch of different cars. So it was a really cool experience that it wasn't just your typical cars that you'll see when we do track days. This is actually a little bit different than what we're used to doing. But we got to do our work sessions and then got to hang out for a little bit. I had some family come out, they hung out with me and we're kind of able to see what the track was about. But the problem was, it's just there was a ton of wind that ended up coming through. So we kind of had to cancel the rest of the day. We went back on Sunday and it was a great time. We got there early. I was able to kind of get the car all nice and fixed up. The tough part was I had to drive from Lone Pine to my parents' house, which is about an hour away. And not only did that eat gas, but that also kind of ate through, time. So I had to account for an hour to drive home. Not a big deal after a day, but then drive an hour back there in the morning. Got there right on time, was able to get the car nice and dialed in the day before, and then I was able to kind of do what I needed to do to torque wheels and just make sure fueling was good and all that. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you a small recap of just how that day, that weekend went. I wish I had a little bit more information to give you since it's been so much time. A lot of things have happened since I last actually was able to talk to you guys. I uploaded a couple of videos prior. Since that Lone Pine run, I haven't done a whole lot. I actually got married. Chelsea and I got married. So that was a big thing for us. And we had to just really focus on that end. The rest of this year might be just small autocross days, either down in Chula Vista or at Lake Elsinore. But what we really want to do is get the car ready for most of the cars at the strip for Vegas 2025. And that's been a big goal for both of us, to really just get back there and really show that, yeah, we may have missed this year, or yeah, we missed 2024, but for 2025, we definitely want to get back and just blow some cars out of the way. And hopefully the idea is to have the car supercharged before then, but that's for another video. And I have some really great ideas for other video and things to do. I'll just kind of jump straight into some car footage, some of the runs that I did. I don't have times. Their timing system was kind of messed up. I can just throw my the timesheet that they threw up. It's kind of weird because all the times are kind of odd, but I'll just show you guys so at least you guys see kind of where I sat. But yeah, I mean, I actually did an outro on my way home, so at least I did that. And was able to get that all finished up. But let's get to racing. Yep. 124. A 124, I'm 1 second faster than I was earlier. guys, welcome to another video, and this one I'm doing at the end of a track day. We went to Lone Pine to do some time trials, and it was a great time. Yesterday was a little bit rough, a lot of issues. Took a very long time for them to get started, and then they had to stop constantly. The timer wasn't working correctly, or the surface was having some issues. Overall, it was a really fun time, and the car performed great. So I'm gonna try and break this up into different sections, and starting yesterday and then go through today. My hair's probably a mess just because of helmet hair. So yesterday, got there, got everything unloaded, and it was a great time. We were able to work the first run, and then we took a break. There were 3 groups, so group 2, we took a break, and then we were group 3 and we were supposed to go up. Well, for those of you who know the high desert or know that area, around 3 to 4 o'clock, the wind just picks up out of nowhere. It's just crazy. And it did start gusting. So they had to cancel the rest of the runs for the day, and they stopped in the middle of the second group, which ultimately sucked because I had some family come check it out and possibly jump in the car and do some runs with me, but that was how that day went. So went back to my parents' house, but got some drinks with Mike and Austin, who are also out there with me. We were able to grab a couple drinks and hang out and kind of decompress, and kind of, try and forget that we weren't able to race that day. And then this morning, got there right in the nick of time, and was able to get tire pressures going and get the car warmed up and everything good to go, get the GoPro set up, and yeah, we did some great times. So the temperature was perfect. It was a little warm, but still kind of cool enough to keep the car running smoothly. I was running on a little over half a tank of fuel, which sucked because the car tends to not run as well on half a tank than on a full tank. Don't ask me why. I think it might deal with the fuel pump that I have in there, and it just runs weird. But we were able to get all 3 runs in and did fantastic. I think the fastest time of the first 3 runs was a 25, or a minute and 25 seconds. So I was doing really well for that time. We were able to get that going. It was much smoother than run group 2 went, and then we went. But it was awesome because my mom came out and she was able to kind of see see me running out, doing the run, and being able to see that it's not as dangerous as she thinks it is, right? Not to say that things can't happen, but at the same time, I've been doing this long enough to be able to make corrections when need be, but that's not to say that something couldn't happen. And something did, but I'll get to that in a second. So first run was fantastic. Got a minute 24. Second run didn't go as well. The traction control was really hindering the car. The car wanted to do something different, and then the StabiliTrak would try and do something else. And maybe if I took everything off, it would have been a little bit better. But with the speeds that I was at, it was just having everything on really benefited overall. But our third run, the third run was not very fun. When you're working the course, you're supposed to kind of keep an eye out on any rocks, and some of you, I'm sure you will understand where this is all going. As you can see, I'm driving the car, so the car is fine. But you're supposed to keep an eye on the course. You're supposed to make sure that there are no large pieces of asphalt, no rocks, nothing massive that would, be something that would damage the car. whoever was looking at the area that I was passing by did not remove this piece of rock or piece of asphalt that was sticking up. I'm sure once I look at the footage, maybe I could have been able to avoid it. But at the time, I was coming out of a corner and trying to jump to the next gate, and the car was already leaning to the right. And then to try and avoid it or go wide on either side, it would have upset the car and potentially could have caused me to lose control. And so in that split second that I had to make that decision, I was just like, okay, maybe I'll miss it. Maybe it's not that high. And yeah, the splitter's gone. It broke off, and it broke the housing or the pieces that hold my my DRLs in place. So that's just, I mean, thankfully it just ripped off the splitter, not the lip. So it ripped off the splitter. I was able to put a screw in and get it all fixed up, so I could drive the car back without, you know, piece of the splitter and the lip flopping all over the place. And yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, you know, I'd rather have that break than that rock just being slightly higher and just taking out my oil pan. So I think I'd need to do an oil change at some point in the next few weeks. So I'm gonna just double check, make sure that there was nothing going on. I don't see a leak. The car was sitting for a second, so I didn't see anything coming out of there. But yeah, it sucked. But overall though, I was able to get a 24. I think I was doing really, really well enough to be able to get a 23 and possibly, you know, get a good standing. But the thing too is that they didn't have live timing, so we couldn't see what our time was. They did have the actual timing there, but there's no like sheet that we can look online or anything that tells us what the times were. So hopefully they'll post that later, and if they do, I'll throw it up here. But overall, it was a great time. Bunch of friendly people, bunch of Subarus that I was running against. A lot of the guys from San Diego made the trip. There was a guy that drove 20 hours from the top of Idaho to come and race as well. But he's from the area, originally from the area. But yeah, it was such a great time, and you know, everybody was super friendly, and you know, definitely would love to do it again next year, to you know, see if maybe we can put better times in, and maybe they'll find another spot to do it, because that road is very, very rough. But all the proceeds are going to a charity, and so it's really nice to be able to support something, but also support, you know, an organization that's close to my hometown. So it's really cool to be able to experience that as well. The car just ran fantastic. I have no complaints. I think the only thing I would say is we may just need to start doing some suspension work on the rear so we can get some more camber. And that'll help the back end from, you know, getting a little too squirrely. But yeah, we're on our way back to San Diego, but I'll probably just end this here. This is already long enough. But thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and, you know, sticking it out. You know, I hope you guys enjoy the new shots, and and hopefully the engine sounds that I was able to get on the new microphones. So hopefully that kind of, not engine sounds, but at least the exhaust from the trunk. But I hope you guys enjoy it. But let me know down below, were you there this weekend? You know, what do you think you would have been able to avoid that piece of asphalt that was sticking up? I know some of you are going to say yes, so you don't need to tell me. You know, what would you guys done different? You know, would you guys not do it? Would you do it? Would you guys be down to do it next year? So yeah, thank you guys again, and yeah, this will probably be the last video before I go. This is probably the last video before I get married. So yeah, I'll probably put this up as soon as I can, but that way you guys can enjoy it. And then, so thank you guys again, and we'll see you on the next one.